Just loading the boats up. Gonna go check those pots with her out earlier and hopefully see some crocs.
Ooh,
yeah.
Hopefully a bit of chili crab for dinner, eh? You reckon? Maybe? Possibly?
Maybe. Incoming tide. Should be
I don't want
just on the turn.
don't want to sound confident, but yeah. With the luck that we have with fishing in general.
Jeez, you talk it up. Unbelievable.
I can go get some ice from, because I've only got the esky.
As in, if for crabs, if there is any crabs, you mean? Or for some
beer.
Hey?
Beer fun. Crabs, if we do get any fun.
And you're saying I'm not confident about things.
Boat's full, 2 new tyres, 1 bent axle. Check.
Oh, we haven't fished that yet, though.
Bergtown doesn't have enough supplies to fix the donkey. So
Been to a dump to try and find supplies.
the dumper is rummaging through.
I reckon we do what I
Man,
said.
there's a wrecked 45 series over there. It was
really?
sick. Yeah, like
cool.
It was, the
We should
body
have
of it
taken
was
parts
so
off
clean.
Swampy to put on the 45. And
I was just going to leave the
it.
boat there and put the 45 on the trailer.
It's designed for it.
It's wide enough. Drive straight up.
Yeah, I reckon take those U-bolts off the front for your drop-down wheel, because
Well, no
Probably
one,
won't
no
need
one has
that.
any steel. Like,
what about that box?
It's like 300 mil short.
Yeah, it'd be better than nothing,
Maddie,
wouldn't
show us what you're talking about.
Alrighty, so
For everyone watching that knows nothing of what we're talking about.
So what the issue is, I was just down at the local engineering shop. I'm after a bit of, the axle on the boat's 50 by 50 RHS, and pretty much we think it's due to the width of the trailer, that there's, the 2 wheels are on a massive camber, so the axle has a bow in it. So a bit of a bush mechanic quick fix is I thought of putting another bit of steel on top of that axle. I've measured in between the 2 leaf hangers. It's about 1670 in between, and then pretty much sitting this on top of the other axle as like a strong back, and then
splint.
Like splint, and then just with some U-bolts kind of prop it up, essentially making two bits of steel into one stronger axle. I've been to the engineering shop, the dump.
It's got a bit of a mad bow in it right through the centre. We're trying to fix that so that we can strengthen the or stop the camber problems that we're having. Maddie's going through tyres, so we straighten the axle and we're going to get longer life out of the tyres. The local engineering mob had nothing but some
scrap and steel here.
But at least we got some new tyres that way.
New tyres, was pretty lucky to get new tyres, but no steel long enough and no U-bolts. So they did have threaded rod, so I can even get some like flat bar of steel and just essentially make our own U-bolts out of that. So
cool.
That's still a possibility.
Well,
but we're going fishing. Yeah. Never a good situation. Go fishing.
Sunflower ready. Oh, that'll do the trick.
The public boat ramp is only 2 minutes from the caravan park, east of Burketown, and is in the mangrove mudflat area on Trunganini Road.
See if we can go catch a muddy, mate.
Big mud crabs, hopefully.
Big muddy.
As you can see, the boat ramp is getting an upgrade, a $1.5 million upgrade. The local government have replaced the old single ramp and are constructing a 3-lane ramp and concrete hardstand.
Don't know why they'd need that many car parks here. It's a pretty quiet ramp, but...
Now if you're game enough, cast netting off the jetty or even a few hundred metres downstream can be successful for bait fish and even some mullet and prawn. But you'd want to watch out for those snappy crocs.
The boys saw a heap of crocs this morning.
Fishing in the Albert River is best between April to June when the runoff from the rains is strong. The build-up from September to November also fishes well for those who are prepared to brave the heat and humidity. From June through to September, otherwise known as the dry season, is the most comfortable time to travel the Gulf of Carpentaria. Size limits in the Albert are based on reproductive cycles and allow fish to grow to a decent size. It's important to keep to the maximum size limits, especially for barramundi, which become female as they increase in size and age.
Croc over there. What? Croc, just over there. Got the wrangle up the front. Yeah, boy. Secret hidey hole, the Albert River.
Fish.
Pot 1 was unsuccessful. Number 2 empty one. Bugs are bad, eh?
Huh?
Yeah, the bugs are bad.
Fuck yeah.
Some fish.
Chili crab's not looking too good at the moment, mate.
Nah. Chili toad is though.
So, we're in the Albert River, as you probably assumed. And we're up this secret little snaky hole that the boys dropped the pots in this morning. 3 out of 6 pots and no crabs yet. So, it might be pre-made frozen meals tonight again.
What pot are we at now? Number 4?
Pot 4, yeah.
Pot 4.
6 up here.
Did you put them all in this little wing?
Nah. Got 2 hidden gems somewhere else.
Super gem. Pot number 5, ladies and gentlemen. We have one.
What have we got?
Crab in there. You will.
Female?
Check it might be transgender.
Rainbow colours?
Okay.
Oh, let's specify these days, are you? I voted yes anyway.
Of course you guys did. Got a little sea snake here.
Oh, mate, still trying to figure out how to work a tillist here.
Oh. Fucking nightmare, everything.
Donkey strikes again.
It is a bit of fun, but oh god, fuck.
3.
Hold on. We're going all the way out. Boys are on.
Boys are on again.
What do we got, boys?
2 in there.
Hey? Males? Both males? Yeah.
Male.
We'll see you next week, mate.
Males have the pointy. Females are more around.
What's your measurement for these guys?
These are 15, I'm pretty sure. 15. In the Queensland measure.
15. Hey, big fella. You look like you.
He's about 13 and a half. And basically, if you want to know if they're full or not, you get your finger under here. He's not really playing the game at the moment. He's a bit angry. Get your finger under here and push in there. And see how these shells going in a little bit? He's not fully, he's empty. That's the difference. There is a female
rounded.
compared to the males that are more pointy. And in breeding season, all the eggs form under there.
That's today's educational lesson.
Tune in next week at 6:30.
Get smashing through here.
The Albert River Derby.
I'll sort it, boys.
Spider-Man reach it. Hey, Hookman.
Got
we've just checked pot number 6, and we have 2 on the tally count, 1 female, 1 male. The male is just short. It's a little bit disappointing, however we'll leave them in for a bit longer and either check them later on tonight or probably first thing tomorrow morning. I'm just unsure about Mr Snappy Turtle coming along and eating the pots. But, oh well,
Lizard.
is what it is.
So what's for dinner then? Is it
I think there's a KFC here.
cats? Where's the Maccas?
What's that?
Is there a Maccas here?
There's a paternal one.
Hey?
Yeah. Next door to JB, so I think it's good stuff.
Well.
Oh, I'm good at something.
Yeah, the old saying goes.
No.
No, me either. Time to throw.
Oh, that's a steady flow.
9 litres a minute, this one.
How steady is the flow?
You don't want it too powerful.
Yeah, because I went from a large hose to a small hose to a big hose. That's what it's like. That power.
I find, you know, the bigger hose,
Where did you run the hose under the deck?
yeah. Basically, it's sitting up under the front here. You got your fill point and your breather just here.
Yeah.
But you put a bigger hose there, and you lose
Classic
your
too,
water
the
too
biggest
quick.
otherwise better, really.
It also works good too in remote locations. Once you've been out in the boat,
Yeah.
at a fish, you can throw your muffs on, give her a quick rinse. Sure this helps.
Enough flow.
Keep the Susie nice and just purring away.
After checking all our crab pots, we headed back to get ready for the croc surveying.
We're going croc hunting actually.
I'm just down at the Albert River big jetty, and we're meeting the rangers and a few of the other boys. They take us down on a big tour tonight to pretty much do a big count up of the crocs that are in the river, and pretty much just measure the sizes and see what's going on. So yeah, pretty pumped.
It's going to be very cool. Here we go, big rig. Here's the man in charge, Brendan.
How you going, mate?
What are we in for tonight, mate?
So we're just following the ranger boys tonight, and they're conducting a crocodile survey.
Yep.
We'll give you a bit of an insight on our crocodile management stuff and what we do. We've been working with crocs since we were born, you know.
Because they're in the sun, been in the sun all day, doing it at night, do they move a bit quicker? Compared to like
no.
you're doing it early morning?
Like
or?
that's why we're going out during the winter is when they're least active because they're cold-blooded.
Yep.
They need to be warm to be moving around, so they don't really like to move around a lot when they're trying to get warm. So yeah,
Yeah, right.
they eat a lot less in winter because of they need the heat to help digest the food. So yeah.
So this survey that you do, it's part of just sort of doing a count how many crocs are in the river system.
Just more so how many, like especially in built-up areas, like populated areas where there's going to be a lot of people, you know, make sure that there's none being cheeky and all that to the tourists and that. So if we get reports and all that, we'll come down and check him out, make sure he is being a threat and he's not just sitting there, you know, so like they usually do, you know. In the city and in the country where we are, is we see them every day, you know, we live with them every day, and they come down and they just see one that's hanging around close, you know, and they don't realise that's where he lives, you know. He's just in his territory, he's not humbugging them or anything.
The Albert River system is home to 2 species of crocs, the dangerous salty and the relatively harmless freshwater croc.
Oh. Hey guys, how are you? What do we got here?
Yeah, about 3 foot.
Yeah, a little salty.
How old do you think? How old is he? Do you think?
Oh, maybe 2. Yeah, maybe second year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they grow pretty quick in the first couple of feet.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's very slow growing.
Okay.
So yeah, this one's a little saltwater crocodile.
Yep.
Yeah, you tell by his sort of broader snout.
Yep.
Yeah, just this age, a little bit harder to tell the difference with a freshie and a salty.
Yep.
Do you have both? A lot of fresh and salt water?
Yes, mainly in here is all salt, but in most of our other, like our swamps and billabongs and that freshwater rivers, a lot of freshies.
Yep.
Yeah. So these fellas will get to about 15, 16 foot, no worries. The biggest one ever caught and put in captivity was in the Philippines. His name was Lolong, and he was 6.7 meters.
Wow.
Yeah, so around, what's that, around 20 foot almost. So all those little scales on the top there, they're all got like solid bone underneath them. So those ones, and that's why they're out sunning themselves all the time.
Yep.
They're they act like a solar panel on him. Yeah, and heats him up.
Do you guys tag him?
No, we don't tag. We just leave them. But you don't tag crocodiles. It's called scoot marks, scoot ID.
Okay.
So they cut. These scoots represent certain numbers.
Yep. You get your 1s, your 10s. Yeah, but we don't do it here.
Yeah, we don't
In the NT
mark
they do.
them. Yeah.
Yep.
They're talking about bringing it in, but we haven't done it.
Okay.
We pretty much know what crocodiles we do have in our rivers and that. So
Yeah.
this one's a little bit too small to eat.
Yeah.
So oh, he's not too bad to eat. Let the rangers do their job and measure him, and we'll put him back in the water. Yeah. So anyone want to have a hold of him? Yeah, man.
Wow, that's sick. It's quite soft, the skin, really.
How heavy do you think he is?
2 kilos? 2.5 kilos?
Wow. They're cold, eh? Yeah. Really cold.
They're really cool, so it's quite beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah.
When they're that size, anyway.
Yeah. It's like a.
It's real. It feels fake.
Yeah. It does, eh?
Yeah.
It looks fake.
It's real cold on his stomach, eh?
His eyeballs.
You thought, I knew I should have stayed home tonight.
Yeah. Prehistoric, eh?
That's sick.
See why they have lasted so long.
Yeah.
So you see behind here that little slit there?
Yeah.
That's actually his ears.
As in that little open slit there?
Yep, that's his ears.
Yeah, wow.
So when you spear them, where do you aim? Around here?
Behind that real solid skull, and so anywhere on that soft skin around there, just
So you've got to
in
be a
between that and that.
pretty good
yes,
shot, huh?
yeah.
Whilst this guy is only a young fella, many salties live to be more than 65 years old. They are enormous creatures, in fact, the largest living reptile in the world, with the average male length at about 5 metres. Throughout the last century, saltwater crocs were hunted almost to the point of extinction. However, in 1971, they became a protected species, which resulted in their numbers growing drastically. It is now believed that there are around 150,000 salties roaming the top end of North Queensland.
Snuck up on another one. I don't know what size this
Got a big croc around
Big croc around here. They put off a bit of a scent. We could smell it as we were coming around the corner.
Crocodiles don't have vocal cords, but they can hiss, grunt, growl and bellow to convey an incredibly wide range of meanings. The sounds sounds that crocs make can vary by species, age, size, sex and context. Individualised differences in tones, intensities and calling patterns also occur, just as individual humans have distinct voices and speech mannerisms.
One of the lads want to hold him?
Yeah, that's a good size one.
Yep. Heaps fat.
Show you all these little, all those little black dots you can see on the side of him.
Yeah.
They're like sensors.
Yeah, wow.
Like when they hunt by feeling the vibration. That's how they sit under the water. They can just see you, but how they sit under the water, they know exactly how close something is, and they'll strike when they're in their striking range. Yeah, so nearly every single individual scale on them has got it. So yeah.
Tastes like pork.
Yeah, right.
How there's teeth on him still?
And how do you cook them? Like, what do you do? What part? Just put them on a pan.
Yeah, tail.
Yep.
Yeah, cut the tail off.
Slice the tail like chops, you know?
Yeah.
Fry it like that.
Yeah.
Another way, they just cook it in the coals with the skin.
Yeah.
But you bleed it. Some people got it, some don't. Depends on the tribe you're from.
Yep. Is the tail the meatiest part, or? Yeah.
No. What do you reckon, Kelson? What's your favourite part of the tail?
Yeah.
There you go. It's the nicest part then.
Well, sorry, dude.
So why we take them around this size or a bit bigger is because we don't like touching our big ones. They stay there. Plus, next year we'll have another one that size, you know. Yeah, we're not taking out our main supply, I suppose. Yeah. Bit better eating, eh? All that way.
Sweeter.
And as we made our way around the corner, look who was waiting to greet us.
That is a monster. Holy shit. Holy shit. You think that's the big one for this area? That's it. That's it. That was massive. I don't know if you saw the girth on that thing. It's like he's one of the dominant males in this area.
So he's got 2 females. 2 to 3 females as well.
Apparently there's another one up around the corner.
In February 2011, cyclonic rains brought the crocs only 250 metres from homes in Burketown. Rodney, a Gangalida traditional owner, said that rain wasn't the only reason the crocs were on the move. It was mating time as well. He explained that the crocs will actually get out on the land and walk to wherever there's water in search of food during the big wets, because their traditional feeding grounds are wiped out by freshwater floods.
We're gonna head back the other way now and see if we can sneak up on the big fella around the corner.
Don't make spotlight duties.
Chris has got his little Thunder LED torch out. He's the man in charge up the front here now. We've separated from the rangers.
He's only small.
Small?
Yep.
When do you reckon the last mating season was?
Wet season.
Hey?
Last wet season. It's around
2 liters.
March.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's bloody unreal. You don't get to do this every day, do you?
No, not at all.
It's bloody insane.
I can't believe the size of that cock.
Oh, mate. Puts in perspective, eh?
You want me to just reach in and pick him up?
Harpooning is considered a quick and efficient method of capturing crocs, which reduces the period of struggling and therefore stress. So as not to damage muscles and other underlying body tissues, the harpoons are designed and built to ensure that the barbs penetrate no deeper than just below the skin, so usually no longer than 2.5 to 3 centimetres. Where possible, the harpoon should be placed in the neck area, as the skin on the neck doesn't contain osteoderms and therefore the harpoon head is less likely to be deflected.
Man, it's strong under some power. Oh yeah.
Once we had the croc right up close to the boat, we tried for a few moments to get the rope around his snout to make retrieval easier. But he'd soon be the one that got away.
Oh, you get him first time.
Pressure's on.
That's why I tried to get the rope on him, so yes, that didn't happen. Couldn't get it on him.
Yeah.
That barb was secured just under the croc's skin on his neck, but he flicked it right off just before the gate.
Man, he was strong.
Little fella.
Come on.
Like a gecko. Oh, there he is.
Remember the new pet?
Yeah.
Well, that was a once in a lifetime experience.
I was thinking I opened the door there, kid.
Touch base soon.
Before we hopped off the boat, we had a quick look at the handmade harpoon.
Here's the weapon, the old harpoon. They just made this 10 minutes before we rocked up. Just a bamboo stake with duct tape wrapped around it, stop it from splintering, I suppose.
That fits on.
That goes in the end there. Got its nice little teeth. Dig in. You're a legend, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, good.
Next time on Pro Touring, we're immersed in the beauty of Burketown's wildlife, enjoy some time in the Albert River, and successfully catch a few crabs for Caleb's long-awaited seafood smorgasbord.
We are eating!
We get to explore the great vastness of Australia's largest salt pans, fish in some of traditional owners' sacred land, and perfect the art of spear making.
Are you kidding me?
How we going?
Chris, you lost one.
It's next to it. It's next to it.
Oh.
This is like, hey, got a little salmon.
Beautiful.